Welcome back to Besties and Booklore, the channel where two besties talk about their current reads, both good and bad. And this episode, we are talking about our August read. We didn't actually buddy read anything necessarily, but I
No.
read Thorns and Fire, which you had just read. So that was
Yeah.
our one kind of in common book.
No, didn't you read
Oh
Wild
yeah,
one of the Wild books too?
yeah, Wild Eyes. But you read that a long time ago. I mean, this was almost like a buddy read
Oh,
because you had just read
recently.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I finished it like right before you started it,
yeah.
or like a day or two after you started it. So we did overlap on that one. But yeah, a lot of what you read I had already read. So
Yeah.
um yeah.
So should we talk about, I know you kind of talked about Thorns and Fire a little bit, but should we
Yeah, let's talk about it.
okay.
Halfway through this trilogy, the last one comes out in November.
Yep.
Um,
I really liked it. I know I went into it knowing that you said that you might like it more, this series more than Legends of Thesmar. And so I was very in tune with okay, am I liking this more or not? And I don't know. I wouldn't say that I do, but I mean I love it. But something about Legends of Thesmar just has a piece of my heart, and um, but yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm having a great time. It's just so it just feels so familiar and I don't know. It's like a breath of fresh
yeah.
air whenever you start reading it. You're like, yes, I'm home. You know what I mean? It's like
Yes, you're like with old friends
yeah,
again. That's
yeah,
how it feels. Is like you've reunited with your old friends,
yeah,
which is a fun feeling for when reading a book series. Like I'll be sad. I don't think she's gonna do anything else with this world
yeah.
after this. So I know the next book I'll feel really sad. Um,
But that'll be a fun
so
experience to have something totally new from her too. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I like the academic setting. I think that I like Ren as a character a little bit more. And so for those reasons, I think this is drawing me in. I also like the idea of a trilogy. I'm realizing like you and I both have read multiple book series at this point that are more than 3 books. And I always just feel like at some point it starts to kind of lag or lull in the middle of the series for me.
mm-hmm.
This one felt slower, but I know that the next one will pick up a lot more because it'll be the last book, right?
Yeah,
I know if this is going to be 2 more books like this, I'd be like, okay, now I'm not quite sure, you know?
yeah,
So I think like the trilogy really is like a sweet spot for me for books.
yeah, yeah. I agree.
So that was like something else drawing me into this series.
Yeah, it's funny because you and I were talking about it, and your reasons for liking this one more were the reasons I didn't like it. As like you were saying, um, well, for instance, I feel like you did you say you felt like there was more going on, or I don't know.
I mean, I don't think there was. I just meant like this was like the only type of lull that there was going to be, and so it didn't feel as long because I don't think like I think that this series it's going to end, right?
Yeah,
I just remember thinking in all like in Thesmar like you kind of get to 3 and the beginning of 4 and it's like a book and a half of like what felt a little bit slower before that end battle in the
okay,
the Thesmar books. This is like this is the only book that's going to have much
I see.
like the slow part
Yeah,
because then the last book will pick up and it will be better.
yeah,
Um I so to me like I could justify the slowness in this of extending some of the plot points
hmm,
because I knew like this is the only time this will probably happen because it'll end in a book.
yeah. I feel like Legends of Thesmar felt more adventurous. They're going on quests and they're trying to defeat the bad guys, and it felt like more action packed to me. Um, this one is a little bit more mystery, a little bit more about outsmarting the enemy instead of overcoming the enemy. Um,
Yeah.
and so yeah, just different vibes, I guess, but the same vibe. I don't know, it's
Yeah. Same world love and like the way she crafts the story is very much similar.
yeah,
But yeah, I agree. I mean, I think like Thesmar is like about these warriors in this war. And this war in this series looks very different from the war in the previous series.
Yeah.
But I like that. Like, I grew up reading Harry Potter. I grew up like, I love an academic book. I love a mystery. Like, I read Agatha Christie when I was in middle school and high school. Like, I'm here for this type of story, and something a little different from her. But I can see how it's like, it's not the same as Thesmar. I think there are a lot of people who said it was slower. My husband said he thought it was much slower,
Yeah.
and he thought the same thing. He's like, I liked the action in the first one, and
Yeah.
I'm missing that in this
Yeah.
one.
I felt a little bit that way, but also I didn't feel like this second book was very academic, like an academic setting as much. Like the first book really did feel that way, but this one I feel like she's kind of like, she's still kind of doing her project, whatever it's called, I can't remember, but like it's
Yeah,
not.
they're like a capstone project of sorts.
She's
I don't know
also
what it's called. Yeah,
like above being a student almost, like, so it doesn't feel like she's like in the thick of like going to school,
yeah,
going to classes, and being part of the like social aspects of school. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good that it's different than Legends of Thesmar. I think we would have been disappointed if it was just like a carbon copy of that. So
oh, for sure.
yeah, so I'm glad
We
we
would have
went.
been sick of reading it because it would have felt too like cut and paste.
Yeah,
I think that she did enough to make this similar to the original, but also made it different. Like, there isn't much out there right now that's quite like this series,
yeah,
at least in my opinion, that's come out this year. And so I do think she has made herself unique in that respect.
yeah. My only other like criticism is I didn't buy, and this is for the first book too, like I didn't buy the reason for their like falling out or whatever. Like it didn't feel
Yeah.
like believable to me necessarily, but I I love Helen Troyer so much, and like the way that everything else is, that I could like suspend my disbelief a little bit, and it was fine. But I'm just like, come on, guys, like let's not be dumb. Get over yourself.
I mean, we could go back through and list some of the books we've read that we had to suspend our
Oh yeah,
disbelief for in the romantasy realm
oh
as
yeah,
well.
it
So
happens a lot.
yeah, as Metal Slinger is back to being very popular since she
Yeah.
released the date for the new one, that is my initial like comment on. You can go back to our other videos and hear our thoughts about Metal Slinger. I think it
Yeah.
was almost this time last year, maybe November. But yeah,
I
so I get that though. I think that's fair. I think that in Legends, it was more believable. Like,
yeah.
why Wilder and Thea needed to be apart was more believable
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. But overall, like just she can do no wrong. I loved it. Um it was great. So
It was great. And I got to be a member of her street team for this book too, which was really fun.
yeah.
Her release, it came out now. It's until the end of the month for her new one. So, her for the last one to get an arc for it. So, fingers crossed.
Oh, nice. When?
I will remind you.
Yeah, remind me, because I didn't know that. So, when does it come out? The third one?
It comes out in November, early November. I think it's
Man, that's
November 6th, but I'd have to look it up.
the
I don't know
year.
for sure.
This year is just going by so fast. It's like I can't believe that that's
I
like
know. Well, I do think she moved this one up. I think her
that.
initial when Iron and Embers came out in January, she said December, and now it's November. So I do think she changed the date on it
Okay.
and moved it up earlier, which honestly is fine.
Yeah.
I would rather read it in this year than have it come out like right at the end of December around the holidays when it's busy.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
November is better anyway.
Only Helen would give us a book earlier than we expect, rather than later.
I know, right? Oh, what a
This is
queen.
why we love
What a
her.
queen.
So funny. Okay, how do you want to proceed now? Do you want me to go? Do you want to go?
You go ahead, since we started with your books. Keep sharing what you read, and I can insert my clips.
Okay, cool. The second book that I read was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. And this was a book that I read for a book club, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. It was there. several things are off the wall, but I guess that's just like in line for like fantasy. Um,
Yeah.
like she can like her power or whatever you want to call it, her magic is that she can like release these like moths from her mouth.
I'm just laughing because
But she's
I already
screaming
knew
and the
this.
moths
Alex
are
and
coming
I've
out.
obviously already talked about this book, and I just found this to be the weirdest thing ever. And you're like, this book is so great. And I'm like, this is so weird.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, but when you think about like Plated Prisoner and like I don't know, there's like some weird stuff that we've read. It's just kind of a fantasy. Like you don't want to just have like super
yeah.
strength or someone with like I don't know even know like you want something interesting. So I was fine with it. Her moths go and like can go into people's dreams and um so she can like go into people's minds basically via moths. um but the ending was like really kind of sad and um yeah, I blasted through this book because I was a procrastinator. And so I listened to like 60% of this book in one day, which was like it's a pretty big book.
Maybe too much.
I want to say it's like 600 something pages. So I like
Oh, yeesh.
yeah, I read this book like from morning to like the second before. I think I finished with like 15 minutes to spare. And went to book club. And it was great. We had a great conversation about it. I think it was really well written. It didn't have a heavy romance plot, but there definitely was, and the romance was so like pure. I don't know. It was sweet. I walked away from it really loving it. There were a couple things that I'm like, well, this is like kind of crazy, but it all ended up working out in the story. So
Is this a series?
yeah, it's a duology, I think. And they say the second one's really good too. So I actually think I will finish the duology. Not probably not anytime soon, but I think I will eventually. Um,
I looked it up. It's 536 pages because I was just
okay,
curious how
five
much you read
something.
in one day,
Yeah,
which is still a large amount of reading in one
yeah.
day. Do not
It
recommend.
was probably like 300 pages, 300 plus
Yeah,
pages.
my gosh.
Yeah. But I listened to it, so I just sped it up, and that audiobook like lent itself well to being read quickly. But I probably would have enjoyed it even more if I like had taken my time.
Yeah.
But it ended up being fine. My next one had to be something very low maintenance after the Strange the Dreamer like speed read. Um, so I read Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. Um,
Yeah, which you had done two fantasy books in a row too.
yeah,
So you needed like a fantasy break as well, I
I
feel
did.
like.
Yeah. So I read that because Elsie Silver has the fourth book coming out in like a week from when we're recording
Yeah, it
this.
comes out on the 9th of September. So
I'm
very soon for when we're filming this.
I'm trying to catch up. I have 1 week to finish the third book, which I think I'll do. They're really like easy to read. I feel like
Yeah.
it was just finding time to read, but when I would sit down, I feel like I could make progress really quickly because it was just like very digestible.
She writes fun books.
Yeah,
I think that about Elsie Silver. She just writes books that like make you feel fun while you're reading them.
yeah,
Like you feel like the characters are all having a good time.
yeah. I think actually that I liked the first book better than the second book, which usually isn't the case for me in the series, but um yeah, something
I would agree with that. I think the
yeah.
third one is better than the other two though.
Okay.
So we'll see what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah.
I thought the out of the three, I think the third was my favorite of the three.
Okay. I'm just a couple pages in, but I'm liking it like I like that he's grumpy, but like he's admitting to being like into her already. Like I hate when they're just like grumpy and they're like, I just hate everyone and I hate her and like, okay. And then eventually like they grow on them. I'm like, well, at least he's saying like, I like her. Like I'm kind of
Yeah.
into like the conversations that we're having and like the interactions and she's intriguing me. I'm like, okay, a self-aware man. We love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I also sometimes certain tropes, I'm like, this could not be believable. And the trope that is in that book, I feel like is done Like it to me is a believable reason why that would happen. And so it always like amps it up a notch for me that I'm like, okay, I actually would buy into somebody doing like I think somebody could actually do that. So
Yeah.
you'll see what I mean.
Okay. I also like that she seems to write like whirlwind, like free spirited girls, and like kind of a more like stable, like dependable guy. Like I like that because I feel like that's
Yeah.
how me and David are. Me and my husband, like he's like a lot more like both feet on the ground, and I'm just like like just like living my little like fairy life and like doing the whatever like catches my eye, and so I feel like I can relate to that dynamic a little bit. Um, but yeah, I like it. I'm just they're just I mean for me like it's not gonna win like the best thing I read of the year
Yeah,
award, but
for sure.
it's like fills the role of like I just need something easy, something that I'm like almost guaranteed to enjoy the experience of reading.
Yeah.
And that like 100% has its place in like my TBR. So,
Yeah,
um,
for sure.
so yeah, looking forward to that. I did read, so I read 3 books and 2 short stories. I read the first 2 short stories of The Improbable Meet Cute. So the first one was by Christina Lauren, and it was called The Exception to the Rule. And it was so cute. Like, I
You gobbled that
I
up.
gobbled it up. I read it in under 2 hours. Um, and it was 100 pages. And I loved it. I will recommend that to someone who's like, I'm in a rut. Like, I needed something to like get me out of a slump. That's what I would recommend because I think sometimes part of a slump for me at least is like getting through a book. Like, you kind of get stuck and you're just like, oh, I'm not feeling the momentum. This one was so quick and like it's short, so it's like just by that nature alone, you get through it quickly. But the first like
Yeah.
I don't know, 50% is just them emailing back and forth. So it's even shorter than it 100 pages. Like it says it is 100 pages, but you're reading emails, so it's like not a full page of reading, if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you just feel like I knew I needed something just to feel accomplished. Like I read that, like check it off my, it
Yeah.
had really great
And
reviews.
Christina Lauren, they're so great. So
Yeah,
I guarantee it is.
and the
I literally had a friend text me today that she's reading The Paradise Problem, and I was like, "Oh, I love Christina Lauren."
yeah,
And she had not read Love in Other Words. You and I, obviously,
mm,
on this page, have raved about that
yeah,
book. So,
great one.
um, yeah, I feel like I have not read anything by Christina Lauren that I didn't like, so I would assume that that is like a hit
Yeah,
because they write such great books.
yeah.
So,
Another one that's like another, um, well, pair of authors that is just like you just know you're gonna have a good time. If it's not like a 5 star, you're still gonna be like happy that you read it and satisfied.
yeah, you're
Um,
going to be entertained. You're going to have a
yeah,
good time. Like, you're going to feel good vibes when you're done.
yeah,
Like, that's how I feel about Christina Lauren.
yeah,
So,
for sure. And the like concept was so cute. It was this couple that like it starts when I think he's 16 and she's 14, and they go to school together, and one of them accidentally emails the other, thinking that they're a teacher. Like the formula that they use for emails, like they just put in, it was like a typo basically. And then it becomes like a shtick between the two of them, that because it happens on Valentine's Day, and it just becomes a thing between them that they email each other every Valentine's Day, but they can only email each other on Valentine's Day, and they can't give any like hints as to like their location or their name or
yeah.
like specific ways for them to find each other. So it ends up being like almost,
Oh, that's
I want to
cute.
say it's like 8 years until they're finally like, okay, like we both aren't seeing anyone at this point. Like, let's meet up, kind of thing. I honestly could have read a whole entire book of that storyline. It was so cute. And
Yeah, that's such a cute
I
story.
didn't realize, but all of these stories are Valentine's Day, like take place on Valentine's Day. So this must have been something that they did around the Valentine's Day like promo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and these are all on KU, so I think I actually will read all of them because it's really nice for me to just blast through one of those and like feel like accomplished one day. Like,
Yeah,
so
for
the
sure.
second one was The Worst Wingman Ever, and that was by Abby Jimenez. And I didn't like. I probably wouldn't like recommend this one to anyone. Like, it was great. It was fine. I think I gave it still like 4 stars, but um, it wasn't like the other one just had this magic about it that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This one was great. Like, I also have like this thing for written communication, especially when the people don't know each other yet. And both of these stories were that situation. This,
I know. We talked about this when we talked about Last Night Was Fun
yeah,
that we read in June, where
yeah.
they were texting back and forth
Oh, I loved
accidentally and they
that
didn't
one.
know each other. And you were like, oh my gosh, I love all of this. Like anytime they communicate in another media, you love it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, because in real life,
I feel like that's a hidden trope for you, right? Like
it's
that
like a
secret
micro
trope of that
trope,
communication.
a micro trope for me. But I,
Yep.
I think partially because it's like the probability or like the probability of that happening in real life is so small, like that you would
So
that
small.
you would just happen to like communicate with someone that you've never met and then you're like into them, like
Yeah.
would be so rare. So it's just like fun to pretend that that could actually be a thing in real life, but but yeah, that was my month. It wasn't like I'm still slower. I feel like I'm starting to pick up this the beginning of this month. I'm like, I think I might have a better month this month. I'm finally like feeling better and like the kids are in school and so I'm hitting a little bit of a stride right now. Um so I'm excited for that. But that was my August.
Yeah, I think we have some good fall books too. So I think the
Yeah.
summer didn't have like a ton of books,
Yeah.
but I think the fall has like a lot of really good books to look forward to. So,
Yeah.
um,
Definitely. All right, hit us with
all
yours.
right. Well, I had a slower month too, honestly. A lot of the books I read were longer. So that was part of it was I just like read books that were a lot longer and like heavier books this month than I typically read. So the
Yeah.
best book I read in the whole month was A Man Called Uva by Frederick Bachman. I had never read anything by Frederick Bachman before, but I heard people rave about him.
Yeah.
He had a new book that came out this year, but Beartown and Anxious People, I've heard people talk about for a long time. And this was everything I wanted it to be. It was so good. Um,
Yay.
it's not romance. It's just about people, um, and like the way people interact with each other and like family, I guess I would say. So it's like it's two parallel kind of stories. It's Uva's like current day life, where he lives in like a townhouse community, and his neighbors who move in next door. And then the other parallel is like his whole life up until that time from his childhood. And so you're hearing stories about him
Oh,
as a child, him as an adult, and kind of learning about like who he is as a person, and then also his present day. Um,
I love that.
it was just, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful story. I sobbed at the ending. I sent Alex a picture of me just sitting in the daycare parking lot crying because I listened to it on audiobook. Um, and it was unexpectedly like emotional at the end. Um, but I have recommended this book to like 10 other people since I read it a month ago because it's like I'm like everybody needs to read this book. It was so good. Um, and then I finally, if you watch all of our videos, you'll know every month I said, I'm going to read Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. And I did it. And I read
Yay.
it. Um, so it was an arc that I got in the spring from St. Martin's Press, and I just delayed reading it. And I think I made the right choice on delaying it a little bit because it is a heavy book. In the fact that it's mythology and it's all these gods in this world she's created. So it's not like the gods that you would know. It's the
Oh,
gods
I
from this
see.
specific world of divine rivals. So you kind of have to know who everybody is and how they connect to each other. But it's also a beautifully written story. Like her writing is absolutely gorgeous to read. It's like it is actual prose. It's beautiful. And it's about goddess who is from both of the worlds. Um, so she's part skyling and part underling or whatever,
Mm.
the two like god worlds. And she's the first goddess to exist like this, and she's the herald, which is the messenger of the gods. And she meets a mortal man named Vincent, and ends up in kind of a situation with him, where he's fighting in a battle. And so she's kind of existing with him in this world. Um, and they're kind of back and forth relationship, her relationship with family, other gods and goddesses. It's just beautifully done. So that actually came out yesterday. So I recommend
Oh,
people read it, and you don't have to read Divine Rivals to read it. So I had already read Divine Rivals, but I don't think it's necessary.
so you read it right in the nick of time.
I did read it right in the nick of time, but I got it done.
Good.
But it was excellent, and I really, really loved it. It was slow to start with. I think that was my only criticism. So, um, and then I read The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young, which is also outside my like normal realm of books, but have been recommended to me a lot. And I really liked it. You've read Adrienne Young before, right?
Yeah, I read her YA series called Fable. So it's a
Fable.
duology,
Yeah.
and I read that and I really enjoyed it. Um, I know it doesn't get as much like
Hype.
hype as June Farrow does, and I think
Yeah.
it didn't like rock my world or anything, but I enjoyed it. It was good, and I could tell she was a good writer. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I have June Farrow, and I'm looking forward to reading it, but it just hasn't made the
The list
immediate
yet.
TBR yet.
Yeah, it was interesting. Would I say like the people who had recommended it to me said like it was amazing and like a top book they had read. I wouldn't put it quite in that top book tier category for me. Um, but I still really enjoyed it. It's a mystery. It has magic. It's kind of magical realism.
Yeah.
Um, it it's like a more of a period piece. Like it takes place in like the 1950s.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So a little bit, all of those things are different. There is romance in it, but it's not, the romance isn't the story. The romance is like a side piece to the story.
Yeah.
Um, so it was good. I liked it. And then I also read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig,
Mm.
which Alex and I started trying to read One Dark Window and did not get very far into it.
To be
And
fair,
so I was not.
we were like on vacation, and like that is just not like a
Yes, it was not
vacation.
vacation
It was
vibes.
not vacation
I mean,
vibes. I mean,
when it starts out with like she has like a demon basically in her head, like talking to her, I was like, this is not vacation vibes for me,
I mean,
at all.
we did read like Heartless Hunter instead, though, right? Which is not super vacation vibes either.
We did,
But
we
you
did.
know,
Maybe we.
we tried.
We tried. But I heard this book got so much hype on the internet, right? The Night and the Moth,
Yeah.
like people said it was great. And I'm looking at it and I gave it the same rating as The Unmaking of June Farrow, but I would say I actually liked it more.
Mhm.
Um, it's it's going to be a series. So I think there's at least one other book. Maybe it's a duology. I don't know. But I know
Yeah.
there's more books coming. It definitely left on a note where there's more books coming. But it's about this like she's like a I don't know. I don't know what word. I cannot the word is escaping me. But she like speaks to the spirits to give people like prophecies. And
Okay.
then all of her people that do it with her are disappearing. And so she goes on a mystery trip with the king and his like people, his like small army that go with him, to find out where her friends went, pretty much. And so there's romance, there's like mystery, there's a lot of things that happen that are interesting. And the ending left on like a pretty cliffhangery note that I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep going with this. But yeah, really liked it. Very enjoyable read, better than I expected. It's titled as a gothic romance, and I would say yes, it is definitely gothic vibes. Um, and the best character in the whole series is the gargoyle. So
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that. I
best character in the whole book is the gargoyle.
I have six. It says 6 weeks until I get because I have that on my Libby holds. So it says I'm third in
Ooh,
line.
if you get it in October, it'll be like the perfect October fall spooky vibes, honestly. It'd be a
Okay.
great October read.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely like. I've been kind of letting Libby stuff come and go, but I think I'm definitely gonna like pause for that one because I've been looking forward to it. I've heard that she's a great author. I had a hard time getting around. Like, I feel like there was another book I tried to read that was also like a being in their head where it was like hard for me to like separate what's them, what's the being. Like, I don't know. I had a hard time with that. I'm sure I could like overcome that and read A One Dark Window and be fine. But I'm kind of excited to like experience her in a different, like through a different vein.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not the same vibes in that respect. Like, there's no one in her head talking to her, so
yeah.
definitely get away from that. But yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Um, yeah, more than I expected to. So and then I did a whole lot of books this month that were not my norm. I did a spy romance book called The Blonde Identity by Allie Carter. And this was really cute. It was a girl who wakes up and she has amnesia and is trying to be murdered
Oh,
and finds out that her twin sister is a spy, and they think she's the twin sister, and so she has to stay alive and also find her sister. um and it was action and romance and mystery, and it was a fun read.
oh,
So
nice. That does sound fun.
yeah, there's a second book. That's the reason I did it, is because I think it's called The Blonde Who Came In From the Dark or something. It's the second book in this like series.
Mm.
Um, and I think it's the sister. So I have it on hold. I'm hoping I can get it, but that was cute. And then I did Mockingjay, which we talked about in the last video. I'm going through all of the Hunger Games, finished Mockingjay, loved it. Um, I have since in September finished The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, but that took me 2 weeks of August to read. And I can share my feelings on that next month. And then the last thing I did was I got a bunch of ARCs off NetGalley that were all holiday books. And so I'm trying to read them all before October. They all come out in October. So I'm hoping to do a big post for Instagram. But I read 3 of the 5 that I have. One was from Atria, one was from Dell, and one was from Forever. 2 of them were great, and one of them was not so great. But I won't really go into depth. The one I will say, the first time in a really long time, I read a romance book written by a male author,
Oh,
which I have not done. And it was out of the 3 like Christmas books that I read, the holiday books I read, it was the best of the 3 was his
oh,
book.
nice.
So
Hey, that
yeah,
is
I was surprised.
2 male authors for the month for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. I barely read male authors, and I read
Mhm.
Frederick Bachman, and I read his name is Matthew Norman. It was Grace and Henry's holiday movie marathon.
Oh, that's
It
fun.
was so cute. It also I found out after he is a Baltimorean,
Oh,
and the book takes place in Baltimore. So I love a book that takes place in my city, like where I know things and I
yeah.
know like
References.
he went to a PetSmart that was on York Road, and I was like, oh, I know where that PetSmart is. Like it's right near the college I went to. So like that stuff is fun. But the story was actually great too. It was about a widower and a widow. And it's their first holiday season without their spouses.
Oh,
And so then they get together, they meet and get together to watch movies throughout the holidays. It was really cute. I can't wait to share more about it.
that's
But
cute.
um, yeah, it's been fun to read some holiday books. So I read one other since then. So I have one holiday book left. And then I'm excited to share my little holiday wrap up here going into October so people have some fun holiday books to read.
Yeah, that's nice. You're ahead of the
So,
game. Someone,
yeah, yeah. I know it does. I'll say it feels kind of weird reading a book about Christmas in August, but it's okay.
that's fine. You're just getting warmed up.
I'm just gonna honestly the fall vibes are my favorite vibes. Fall, winter. I decorate for fall early. I decorate for Christmas early. Like I am a fall person, so
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm fine with it being early.
Yeah. There's a fall book that you and I can't remember the title of it. Maybe you'll remember, but there's a fall book that we both were intrigued by. Do you remember that?
Oh, if it makes you happy
Okay, yeah. Because
was the book, but I can't remember who it's
I
by.
keep seeing that one like several times and it's catching my
Yeah,
eye.
there's a few fall books that are just coming out right
I
now.
think that one's like set in the 90s. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah,
love that.
but yeah, there are a few cute fall books coming out, so
Yeah.
um,
I'm like,
I'm excited for some fall
I want
vibes.
to find the ones that are like really good. Like, because I know there's like some, like, it's hard with the holiday and like the themey books like that. Sometimes I feel like they're too kitschy, like, and they kind of fall flat. And so I'm hoping to like find some really good ones that really hit. Um,
Yeah, and then we also talked about we're definitely going to read Megan Quinn's
oh,
holiday book
yes.
because we read the one last year and
Yeah.
it's just good vibes. And we need last year we felt like we had to be in on it and we
Yeah.
missed it by a little bit, right? Like we read it like a few weeks after everybody else did.
After the
So
hype.
this year we will not be behind.
I feel like that's a little bit of a guilty pleasure for me. It's like a little more intense than I would like, but like she's so funny and it just like it's so unserious that it works. I don't know. Um,
It's
so
the epitome of brain candy
yeah,
books. So definitely
for
looking
sure.
forward to
It's
that.
like how I feel watching like reality TV. Like it's like
Yes,
I'm like I don't know if this says something about my intelligence, but I also don't care.
agree, agree.
Um,
Okay, it is If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia.
okay. Yeah, that one looked so cute.
There
I
we go.
loved the like 90s element. Sounded really fun.
Yeah, me
And I think
too.
there's like
I love
nostalgic
a good
references. So
yeah, yeah. I love the 90s like rom-com vibes. I've been already
yeah,
sharing all the Meg Ryan posts about her in the fall. Um, in When Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail. So I
yeah.
love that vibe.
When is the next the second?
BK Borison book
Yes.
on my birthday.
Okay, so
Well,
it's next year.
after Good Spirits. So Good Spirits comes out in October.
Right. Okay.
But then the other one in the series is going to be on my birthday in 2026.
That's exciting.
I know. I'm hoping she does a Baltimore release party and I can go because I will be very excited.
That would be really cool. Are you going to Rise on the Reaping?
Um, yes.
You
Yes, I
hesitant about
will.
that.
Yeah, I will.
Have you been
Um,
burned?
I haven't been burned. I'm still gonna read it, but I'm not jumping into it.
Okay.
I'm not jumping into it.
So you're taking some
Uh,
time.
I'm gonna take a little time after that, and I will probably do it.
Don't wait too long
But
because it's like remember I told you
fresh.
yeah, you like I
I know. I know.
even though Songbirds and Snakes was like my least favorite, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it just anyway, we'll talk about that next time, I guess. But
Yeah.
I did feel like it was relevant to reading Sunrise on the Reaping. So just don't forget.
I know. I will. I won't. But I have a so I'm reading two books right now. I'm doing Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, in a buddy read, and then I'm doing The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, which is one of the like romantic books that came out in July, and I've been waiting for it on hold for months. So
That one originally was
definitely reading that.
Harry Potter fanfic, right?
It was, yep. Yep. And then the next audiobook that I keep delaying is The Love Haters by Catherine Center. So I'm going to do that before I do Sunrise on the Reaping, because I've now delayed it on Libby 6 times and I just need to like get it. But it took me too long to listen to Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. So I've delayed it so many times.
Sunrise on the
So
Reaping.
definitely getting that.
Sunrise on the Reaping is much more digestible though, and it's like you just love the character, like obviously.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it won't be as I'm like trying to
It
encourage
won't be
you.
as painful.
Yeah. You can do it. But I get it. Like, yeah, I was it yeah, that wasn't my favorite experience
Yeah.
of the series either. So um
Well, what are you excited for this month?
um
We're gonna read Wild Card together,
yes,
hopefully. So we talked about that. That's the Elsie Silver book that Alex mentioned earlier.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Um I'm reading currently like a thriller mystery kind of thing, which I've never really done before, so that's been fun. And I'm like, maybe I like this like kind of whodunit kind of thing. I know everyone's talking about the Thursday Murder Club. Is that what it's called?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I'm like, maybe I should read that. Like, that sounds. I don't know. I'm not usually like a murder, like serial killer type person. Like, I know that's like a white girl stereotype.
I am absolutely a serial
Yeah,
killer type
you are.
person,
You
but
are.
yeah,
I
I
get
am.
like anxiety. Like ever since I became a mom, I'm like, I don't need to know. My mind is already working through all the things that could possibly go wrong all the time, and so I don't need people to give me ammo on that one on that front. But yeah, this book is about like a little girl going missing. So I'm like, it's hitting a little close to home, but it's just fun to read something like in a different genre than you're used to.
Yes, I agree.
I think I'm just gonna. I don't know. I just want to have a fun month of reading and just like read whatever feels like organic to me because I feel like I finally have time and I want to like keep the momentum going and not get like, weighed down by like things I have to do or like feel like I just have to push
Ooh, I can
through.
give you off of this. I'll give you some really good fun books that I've read over the last couple months. So
Yeah.
I have some good fun reads.
Yeah. I'm open. So, yeah, I might read another
All right.
one or two of the Improbable Meet Cute short stories. Those were fun. Um, But other than that, yeah, I'm just kind of trying to keep my options open so that I can just finally get to stuff that's been like on my mind and that I've been wanting to get to. So,
Good
yes.
vibes.
Yeah, and we got to read some cozy stuff like fall and all that. Like, we got to set the tone. So, I don't know when that book comes out, but I definitely want to read that 90s fallish
I think
book.
it might have been out yesterday. We'll have to look
Oh,
it up.
okay.
So,
So maybe I'll read that
yeah.
after Wild Card because that kind of has been one that I don't know. I just get a good feeling whenever I see it. I'm just like, I feel like that's going to be a fun one. So,
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, that was our August reading. Let us know what you read and also what you'd recommend. Give us some good fall vibe books.
Yes.
That's what I need.
Yes, would love all the fall vibes. So, yes, please share.
I
Tell
just
us
want to
what we
like
should be reading.
I just want to like drink an apple cider and like read a book and just be in my best fall vibes. I can't
I'm
wait.
in.
So, all right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.